Welcome to the course on strategic thinking. In this first lesson, we'll explore what strategic thinking really means, why it matters, and how it can shape better decisions in leadership and management. Whether you're leading a team or preparing for your first leadership role, strategic thinking is a skill that helps you look beyond today's problems and toward tomorrow's possibilities. By the end of this lesson, you'll understand how strategic thinking forms the foundation for long-term success and how it differs from simply reacting to day-to-day issues. At its core, strategic thinking is the ability to plan for the future with a clear sense of direction. It involves considering long-term goals, anticipating challenges, and evaluating options in a thoughtful, organized way. Think of it like playing chess. Every move you make is part of a broader plan. The goal isn't just to survive in the short term, but to gain a lasting advantage. This mindset is especially valuable in leadership, where the consequences of each decision may unfold over months or years. One key part of strategic thinking is seeing the big picture. Instead of getting lost in the details or reacting emotionally to short-term problems, strategic thinkers pull back to ask, how does this situation fit our overall goals? For example, a manager launching a product isn't just focused on the release date. They're thinking about how the product supports brand growth, meets future customer needs, and stands out in a changing market landscape. Another important aspect is anticipating change. Strategic thinkers don't just respond to the present. They ask, what might happen next? They scan for upcoming shifts in technology, customer behavior, or regulatory trends. Imagine a retail leader spotting a trend in online shopping before it's obvious. They could start rethinking store design, inventory systems, and digital promotions to stay ahead of the curve. Strategic thinking also involves evaluating trade-offs. In business, resources are always limited: money, time, or people. A strategic thinker weighs different options and considers consequences. For instance, funding a new marketing campaign might boost visibility, but could delay product upgrades. The ability to assess which actions create the most value over time is what separates strategic decisions from tactical ones. Vision plays a central role. Strategic thinking starts with a clear idea of where you want to go. That vision helps prioritize what matters most, even when the pressure of daily operations creates noise. Leaders who think strategically can say no when something doesn't align with the bigger purpose. For example, an executive might pass on a tempting short-term partnership if it distracts from their company's long-term mission to lead in sustainable technology. Curiosity is another trait shared by strategic thinkers. They ask, what if and why not? Often, they explore different angles before committing to a path. Let's say a nonprofit director wants to grow donations. Instead of just increasing events, they explore new donor behaviors, tech platforms, and economic trends. This willingness to learn continuously helps them design more effective, future-ready strategies. Importantly, strategic thinking isn't only for people with strategy in their job titles. It's a mindset that all managers and leaders can practice. Whether you're leading a team project or guiding an entire department, thinking ahead and connecting daily choices to long-term impact adds value. Even in individual contributor roles, asking strategic questions can uncover better ways to use your time and talent. It's also worth knowing what strategic thinking is not. It's not guesswork or vague brainstorming, and it's not just planning. Strategic thinking is purposeful, structured, and often supported by research, insights, and collaboration. While planning is typically based on a single chosen direction, strategic thinking helps generate and evaluate multiple paths before choosing the one to pursue. There's a strong link between strategic thinking and leadership effectiveness. Studies have found that leaders who demonstrate strong strategic capability are more likely to lead teams that outperform peers. Why? Because their actions are guided by forward-looking goals, and their teams benefit from greater clarity, direction, and confidence. Strategic thinking enables leaders to inspire, align, and adapt, even in uncertainty. But strategic thinking isn't about going it alone. The best strategies are shaped through collaboration. Strategic thinkers involve others in problem solving, listen to diverse perspectives, and invite feedback before taking action. For example, a healthcare manager facing patient care challenges might engage doctors, nurses, and operations staff to co-create solutions that are both strategic and practical. A structured framework can also help sharpen strategic thinking. While we'll explore tools like SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and PESTLE, political, economic, social, technological, environmental, legal. In later lessons, it's good to know that strategic thinking relies on frameworks, not just instincts. These tools help analyze internal and external factors before deciding where to compete and how to win. Developing strategic thinking takes time, but it's absolutely doable with practice. It begins by regularly stepping back from day-to-day tasks to reflect, refocus, and ask tough questions. For example, at the end of the week, a team leader might ask, "Did our actions move us closer to our mission?" Over time, this habit of reflection strengthens both awareness and alignment with big picture goals. To recap, strategic thinking is the disciplined process of making decisions that shape long-term success. It means understanding the broader environment, anticipating change, managing trade-offs, and staying focused on what matters most. In our next lesson, we'll look at the key components and concepts that form a solid strategy, so you'll be ready to start applying a strategic lens to real-world challenges.